in my life. And compare where I am now and the where I born, it's a two different thing. It's a dreaming I have all my life.
Sometimes things are not exactly the way you want it. But I think you get a lot of aggravation if you expect everything to be perfect and not enjoy what you have.
I born in this little town in Sicily, Italy, a little town of Malvagna. Look like yesterday. The time it's a part of the depression that time. So things did not go so well. So my father decided to go to Argentina again. So really, I don't know my father. I mean, I know the picture of the center, but I don't know my father. 3 years old, remember. A few little things. I don't remember nothing than my father.
I was born in Argentina, 13th of August of 1937. My life at home was a little different. At the age of 2, I lost track of my father, so I was raised by my grandmother and my mother's family.
When I 6.5 years old, I remember, I am big enough, I can go all over the place, so I don't get into trouble. So I asked to learn some kind of the trade. And I tried a little bit of everything. But the first time I got started in a barber shop, and I said, well, that's what I'm gonna be. My mind is, I wanna be a hairdresser. But I used to go to school in the morning and to 12 o'clock. You have a lunch, I go back home, play a little bit in the street or whatever with their friends, and around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock they open the salon, and they stay to 9, 12 o'clock or sometime on the 9.
I went to school in a very little, it was not one room school, but it was close to it. Nonetheless, we got a very good education. I finished school, I continued secondary and junior college. Really, it was not my choice at first, but my teacher of the 6th grade, I wanted to go into business school, and she didn't think that I was the type to be behind the desk with books. So one day she asked me to help one of my companions to help me pass the test to graduate. So she made me responsible to prepare him. So when he passed the exam, the teacher gave me the application of the school for teachers and said, think it over, but you are not going to business school. So I did. And she was right.
The war came, better say the war finished, when I was 4 years old. My father, decided we're gonna go to Argentina. They decided. And really, I want to go because at that time, I just want to get out of the town.
The day I realized there was a war, when it was finished because everybody was celebrating. Argentina was neutral, so we had no idea what was going on in the world.
But when I go to Argentina, I have my cousin, they left, and they have a barber shop. Right away, I started working. But my cousin didn't have not too much work there. I mean, if you have enough for him. And, I worked for 3 months going. I don't make it on one penny.
So my grandfather used to come home about 1 o'clock too. Every payday he would bring me a piece of candy or a little present or something. So he made me this little bench with an old-fashioned scrapboard. So I used to sit front of the door and wait for him. So Carmelo's father always used to say hello to me, sitting on a little bench. So years went by, and Carmelo and his mother came to Argentina, and they bought the lot right across from me. You could see from my kitchen to his.
One day we are sitting at the table and I say to I want to open, want to look for, they go for have a salon, you know. They don't say no, they say, how you gonna do? No money, we don't have nothing. My father say, well, the house, what we have, they said, we can build a room right here in the front of the house, and you can have the salon right here. They go right here, they don't even have a street. They all mud right here. Other people gonna pass it by. That's the best offer I have. That same week or whatever, you start to buy his material, you buy this a little balloon. I think he bought some money. I don't know what he have. He invest, and that years, I don't know, 3-4 months or whatever, 6 months, he built my salon.
I knew more his father and his mother, but Carmelo was a little bum around, and he never stayed home, so he would be at the bar with his friends. So I didn't pay much attention to him. I was going to school, and I had my friends and the family, so we didn't until
I see this girl across the street. Can I get out of this house? Just across the street at my house, the salon. And I said to myself, oh, that girl, where did she come from? You know what I mean, like thing like. And that's one of the first time I see my wife, Susie, you know. And then for that time, you know, I knew she gonna be my girl. I knew.
you know, he's waiting for me to come from school, and he asked me out. Well, in Argentina, it's not that easy. It wasn't that easy then. You just didn't say, "Oh, Johnny will go out." Nah. If you brought anybody home, we were just as good as married.
In my town, everybody used to come to the United States. They used to make very good money, all of that. They reach America. Because in South America, they used to do okay, but not like United States. I mean, everybody want to come to this country. And then me, the little boy, I want to come right here. But I never have the opportunity.
In the meantime, Carmelo always went to the city on Monday when he was off. And he used to check with the American consulate because he had put an application to move to the United States. Well, one day he went and overheard this couple, and they were getting all the papers ready to come over. He said, "Oh, how long have you been waiting?" He said, "Oh, no, nothing." He said, "My wife is from Argentina, and we got married, and we went right away. There is no wait."
I so sad. I go back home, and I go to Susie's house, and I told her what happened. We can get married, and then we leave. You know, she said, "You come here."
I said, "You're crazy." So, well, it was a lot of back and forth. You should go, no, you should go. Are you crazy? You are going to go somewhere where you know there's nobody there. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I had only one aunt in favor. And I will never forget, she always used to say, "If you don't go now, you're never going to go, and you're never going to find out. Right now, you're young, no kids, no obligations." And that's the way it went.
So we get married. That's it. And we decide. I mean, I left everything, and that's it. And I put all of the money guy out, so we can go. We go 17 day, first class in the ship, come to America. Very good. You know. When I reach there, I have a $126. I never forget.
When we moved to the United States, then getting settled and have a life and organize, and then we picked up and came to California, start from zero again, and doing different things at different times that, you know, for some people, they never try. They are born and die in the same place and with the same uh, people and the same friends in the same neighborhood. And we didn't. And I'm glad we did. Because every time we took the change on the road or a different direction, ended up being for the better.
One of the best things that happened in your life, I think I married the right woman. Really, no question about that. No matter what, I never loved a woman more than my wife. No way. You know, I mean, I don't know. That's my big thing. I think the best thing that happened is that. You know, no question about that.